Okay, so you got your smoker and you know why you're going to use it, but how do we get it started? We're going to help you with that today. We've been keeping bees for over 9 years. We have 5 different apiaries and about 50 hives on average per year that we manage. We love to teach beekeeping classes, and we especially love to help people in the East Texas area figure out how to be the best beekeepers they can be. All right, so we have our smoker and we know why we're going to use it in the bees. We know what it does. So how do we get started? How do we get it lit? And different people have different systems. You ask a couple different beekeepers the same question, you're going to get a couple different answers. But we're going to show you how we get our smoker lit and what works for us. So
the first thing you want to do is pick a fuel that you're going to burn. Typically, I recommend something that whatever you can get cheap, that's natural, meaning no chemicals in it. So you don't, like some people like to burn burlap, but you don't want burlap that has print on it because you don't know what kind of toxicity levels are in those inks when they're burned that you're putting on the bees. So things like wood, pine needles, pine shavings, wood pellets are all pretty common materials that people use to burn in their smoker.
yeah.
The first mistake that I typically see in new beekeepers is, like this is a 10-inch smoker. The first thing that a new beekeeper sometimes does is they fill it all the way to the top and then they try to light the top. And then they wonder, well, it doesn't stay lit, it keeps going out. What you want to do is you want to start a fire down in the lower portion of the smoker, and then you want to put material after that fire gets good coals on it. You want to put material on top, and that way it'll burn up through the material and you can just add more material and use the smoker for as long as you need to.
But if you start it, if you pack it, then what's going to happen is it's going to start at the top, but eventually it'll go out before it consumes all of that material. So, okay, so show us what you do.
So what I do is I typically use just like pine, or not pine, but pine twigs, oak twigs, just twigs from trees. We have a lot of trees on our property, so I'll have the kids or myself pick them up. We just break them up into small chunks, put them in there, and then they're down there, a little pile at the bottom.
And it's about, before you drop those in, it's about halfway full with the twigs.
No, it's not. It's probably a third of the way full with the twigs. No more than a third of the way full.
Okay, whatever. Maybe geometry wasn't my strong suit. It's right there. Anyway, okay.
Now I use a propane torch to start my smoker. Some people will actually use paper and matches, but I'm really not that patient. So I typically use a propane torch to start it. Okay, so after I get material in my smoker, I usually put it on the side on top of the bellows where it's pretty stable. I'll light my propane torch and then I'll just rest it in there till it starts and you get a good fire going. And I mean, it's pretty quick. You can already see the smoke coming out, but you don't just want a little fire. You want it to burn for a little bit so you have actual coals. And that's why I like to use twigs, especially hardwood, because they produce coals pretty quickly. And since they're hardwood, they stay as coals for a little bit longer than, say, pine or pine shavings. You can start to see the fire that I've got going. The flames are already coming out. We got smoke coming out the back. What am I going to say? So once I get it to where I want it, I'll stop. I'll take the torch out. I'll turn it up on its side, and I'll just pump the bellows. And you can see it's producing a fair amount of smoke. And I'll pump it to where I get it to where I want it to go. And after I think it's going pretty good, I'll fill the rest up with more material. In this case, we'll just use some more wood. But again, you can use burlap, pine shavings. They make, some people like to use grass. Other people will use wood pellets for like wood stoves. That seems to work pretty well. And just depending on how much or how many hives you're going to go through, you know, if you're going to be in hives for a while, you can fill it up. If you're only going through 1 or 2 hives, you just need to really get a little bit of wood in there. That way you're not really wasting material. You don't have a smoker going all day. Because typically, I just let mine go until it burns out. So if you fill it all up, it could be hot for quite a while. One thing I will say about safety, I like to put my smoker in a metal trash can, a small metal trash can. Whenever I'm traveling in between apiaries, it's important to consider your landowner or your neighbor's property. You know, you don't want your smoker dropping coals or dropping out of your vehicle and starting a fire. They are, you know, it is a fire. It can be dangerous. So again, recommend that you use a metal trash can or another metal box to store it while you are transporting it. We also recommend that if you are out and about doing beekeeping, that you do have a fire extinguisher inside your vehicle, just in case you need it.
Okay, so now you know how to start your smoker and you know some safety precautions to take as well. So I hope this helps, and if you have any questions or you want to see any other videos, please comment it below, and we would love it if you would like our video and subscribe to our channel. So happy beekeeping!